Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Touhou 12, Undefined Fantastic Object. So today we're going to go ahead and play the extra stage. So I'm going to be going as Sanae B for this because I want to summon UFOs during the stages to kind of showcase how to get maximal resources. And we've got to play Sanae in honor of ZM. Anyway, so start on the right side of the screen for this. And I'll POC every wave. That way I can get some items. And we'll go ahead and summon a rainbow with those 3 tokens. Then finish off the UFO. Then kill the left fairy. Then we'll be summoning a red. Leave that green UFO token alone because we'll be using that later. Alright, which is right now. Alright. And already at max power, yeah, you get power really quickly in this stage, which is nice. Alright, and the third green token that we'll be using for this green summon will come from that fairy. These kamikaze things are weird because if they reach the bottom, they'll start forcing you to move up and around bullets. And they also are kind of aimed at you too, so you can misdirect them if you want. We'll go ahead and summon another green. Alright, and then lastly, we'll go ahead and get ourselves a red. You can use UFO summons to clear out some bullets if you need to, and you can also use UFO cancels to clear bullets as well, which makes it easier to dodge. Go ahead and grab that token while it's red, by the way. Now for the mid-boss, which is Kogasa, apparently she's trying to surprise us at night, although it's not really working, because Sanae is not surprised, and I'm not either. Anyway, on the first spell, the bullets have bigger hitboxes on the sides rather than on the tops and the bottoms of them, so if you get into a quote-unquote wall, you can kind of escape by taking advantage of the hitboxes. Oh my god, that was kind of crazy right there. Alright, second spell. This spell tries to push you towards the bottom right. I try to stay in the middle as much as I can. I don't like being pushed near the bottom right because I tend to die if I do. So I try to hit that sweet spot in the middle. Sometimes you will have to make a dodge near the bottom right. Sometimes the gaps will force you to do that. That's okay. Just try not to linger there if you don't have to. Alright, now for the final spell, which is just a scare intimidation spell. So she has these laser wheels, which spawn instant spawning lasers. However, they don't spawn until the laser wheels actually stop moving, and they slow to a halt. They don't just stop instantly. So you can follow them as they're stopping in order to get your gap, which is really nice. In fact, if it weren't for that, then this spell would be a lot harder. It gets faster and the lanes get smaller. But luckily you should be able to finish it off before it gets too crazy, though I'd imagine that timing this out is really annoying. Anyway, the second half of the stage, it starts off with a thing like the beginning of the stage, except I'm not getting a rainbow this time, I'm just getting a red. Alright, if you're not Sanae B, I would recommend going to the bottom right and kind of hanging out there for a little bit because, shout out to Copper Martin, that actually makes that part easier. But if you're Sanae B, it's safe in the middle, so feel free to linger in the middle. You'll want to be in the middle anyway because because if you don't kill those big fairies, then the UFO fairies won't spawn and you won't be able to summon UFOs. So that's why I would recommend being in the middle as Sanae B. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and get another red. Alright. Grab these so they're not in the way. I'm not going to bother with any more reds because there's not going to be enough red UFOs for the remaining part of the stage in order to actually summon 2 reds. So you won't be able to get that final life. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a green and get myself a bomb. You'll be able to get 2 bombs from this because you'll also get that little bomb part as well. Alright, and then the last part of the stage is some streaming. It's really easy as Sanae B, though if you're another shot you might have trouble because you might have to move upwards. Don't be afraid to move in the direction twice or thrice if you have to. And there you go. 5 lives and 6 bombs. I think that's the most you can get out of the stage. If you can get more, correct me, but I think this is it in terms of resources. You'll also get another life and another bomb throughout the duration of this boss fight too. So let's go ahead and introduce our boss. It's that one ball that we saw in stage 4 and 6, and apparently we're in an alien encounter, although not really because she's just a yokai that was sealed underground or something like that. So this is Nue, and apparently her role in the story is that those flying planks that were part of that ship, she put like little snakes on them to disguise their appearance, so people that don't know what they are will imagine them to be something else, and since humans don't normally think of wood just flying through the sky for no reason, they imagine them as UFOs. But none of this makes sense to me, and I'll tell you why later. Let's just go ahead and fight her and see what she has for us. So her first non-spell is pretty easy. Don't be afraid to kind of go near the side if you have to. You don't have to dodge at dead center. Alright, Peaceful Dark Clouds. Just be careful of the lasers, because if you move upwards, sometimes they can spawn in your face. But it's usually a very, no pun intended, peaceful attack. I'm so witty. Alright. So yeah, she drops life pieces and stuff, which is nice. Alright, now for this spell. So this is why I said it doesn't make sense that her ability is to, that she put like things on the planks, because am I to believe that these are actually planks? Like, how is she using UFOs in her spell if they aren't actually UFOs? Are these just pieces of wood that look like UFOs to us? Anyway, I should talk about the spell itself. I'm doing a misdirection strat at like the middle sides of the screen, because these UFOs are aimed at you, so just kind of rinse and repeat that. You don't actually have to really do that as Sanae B. You don't have to move as much, because Sanae B kind of trivializes it, but if you're not Sanae B, you might have to do that. Also, be careful on that third non, because that's the hardest non in the fight. Alright, Mysterious Snake Show. It's like, I don't have anything to say. It's really easy. It's just really easy. Like, yeah, alternate waves. Okay. Fourth non is a lot easier than the third non because it's less dense and slower. And they don't overlap as much. Actually, it might be more dense, I don't know, but it's slow, so it makes it easier. Alright, Blue UFOs of Grief. This is an annoying spell because if these UFOs reach the bottom, they'll shoot under themselves, and it'll just be really annoying to deal with. So try to watch for the UFOs that you know are moving down. Like this one right here is one that would have gone behind me, so I went ahead and killed it when I did. Okay. Fifth non-spell gets more dense as time goes along, I think. What I do is I try not to dodge in the dead center. I try to kind of move outwards inside the waves, and that usually makes it easy. Okay, Danmaku Chimera, which is misspelled in this translation patch for some reason. Okay, so what I do is I kind of do like a little zigzag. Copper Martin did show a strat where you can kind of like go up, down, like you go up, up, or something like that, but I do it this way because it's what I've always done, I guess. I guess this way is pretty good too. It's not a hard spell though, it's really not. Now she's going to give us bombs. Bomb pieces, I mean. Now for the falling nons. One thing I need to point out for these nons that are falling is that not all of them are going straight down. Some of them are curved, so be careful. Alright, this spell's kind of annoying. So you'll have to get into one of these lanes right here, but most of the time you'll have to do at least one stupid twitch dodge in your lane. Like, a bullet will be coming straight towards your hitbox, so you'll have to do this dumb twitch dodge. It's really annoying. Really, really annoying. And I've lost 2 takes to this spell too. I don't know if all of this spell is aimed at you, because I don't think it is. I don't really understand it. It's a bizarre spell to me. It really is. Sometimes you can kill the UFOs too, which is also kind of weird. Anyway, now for another falling non. This one is faster and denser. It's still not the hardest of the falling nons, but you don't want to underestimate it. You really don't. Alright, Undefined Darkness. Misdirector to the top right, then move upwards. And you don't need to go all the way to the bottom immediately, because there's enough room where you can stream down for 2 waves. Now kind of get yourself over here in the top right if you can, and then make your way back to the top left, and now you're just going to rinse and repeat. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to improv because I kind of messed up a bit there. Don't panic if you mess up. Panicking is the key to death, honestly. Alright, now for the bubble non. This is the hardest falling non. I think it's the second hardest non in the fight. It doesn't wall. Well, sometimes you can get really weird situations that can kind of essentially be walls, but you just have to be really careful. Anyway, rainbow UFOs. You want to stay near the left or the right and kill these UFOs as they're falling. Try not to let them reach the bottom. Sometimes they will, and I guess, you know, tough luck. I think Nue tends to go near where you are. I'm not really sure about that, though. I just know that if you stay here, she'll eventually go to the left and you'll get to damage her a ton. Sanae B is really good at keeping those UFOs in check, by the way. Alright, now for the timeout. Okay, so this one's kind of a fun one. So you'll need to alternate lanes, and to go through the lanes, you have to do this weird zigzag motion. It's not really too hard to do, though. It might take a bit to kind of get the rhythm down. You'll have to alternate waves because these little, they're not lasers. They're a bunch of bubbles, like compacted together, so it looks like a laser, but it's not. So the little bubble walls will come at you, and you'll have to alternate waves. First it was up and down, now it's like left and right. Well, actually, you're going up and down this one, but the walls are coming left and right. And then the final wave is just kind of like a symmetrical square thing, where like it'll just like recompose and decompose over and over again. What I like to do is I like to go on the bottom, and I like to try to stay as much as I can. I like to go back into the bottom center wave as much as I can. The real hard wave is the final one, and I don't really have any advice, but just kind of read well and be careful. Yeah, it's really annoying. Anyway, the final spell, Grudge Bow, is really annoying because of the final phase. It's one of those attacks like QED where it's not hard until you get to the final phase, and it's just like absolute BS. Yeah, it has 4 phases overall. The second one can be a little bit tricky though, because it is kind of 2 things crossing, but it's really slow. The third wave is the easiest phase, I think. It's fast and has a lot of gaps. Alright, I'm gonna see if shotgunning at the beginning of the last wave is gonna help at all. So I'll try to shotgun and then I'll move down. There we go. My latest take actually double KO'd to this spell. Wait, did I get a max spell bonus? Oh yeah! The spell bonus doesn't decrease from the spell, so technically if you were to time it out, you'd get the spell bonus too, wouldn't you? Not that anyone would time that out, because that just is a crazy attack. Oh my god. The timeout phase for it's even worse. There! That was UFO Extra! So yeah, I got 6 lives overall, and then 7 lives and 1 bomb piece. I don't know why there's an extra bomb piece, but I guess that means if you go into New Wave with like almost a full bomb, you can get like that extra bomb back, I guess. So yeah, that's basically the end of the UFO LP. Well, I might do another episode. I'm thinking of doing an episode with Reimu A where I try to get through the game without bombing or using UFOs, like at LMB and V. I might not do that if it's too frustrating. So we'll see how that goes. I also need to do the LOLK deciphering too as well. I'm not sure when I'm going to get those up. I guess it just depends on when I'm in the mood to play LOLK, which isn't really often. But we'll see. We'll see. Alright, well I guess I'll see you guys in either Ten Desires or UFO again if I decide to do that no UFO episode.